you able to play zoom in and zoom out? Are you not? Okay, let me roll you again. I had the camera ready. I had to make sure that I get some behind the scenes. This is Lily Moon. Do you want to say hello?
Hi.
How are you feeling today?
I'm actually feeling really fantastic. I'm really excited.
Yeah?
I'm like, I don't even know.
It's intimacy. It's a lot of
It's a, wow.
oh my god.
It's a,
Let me start by your name. Where are you from originally?
My name is Lily. That's my nickname. They call me Lily Moon, or now I'm known as Kali. There's a story to that. So I'm from Texas, and but pretty much when people say where I'm from, I say I'm from my mom and dad.
You know, when you ask people where were you from, they talk about the country and they talk about cities. And so why did you choose to say I'm from my mom and dad? What does that mean to you?
Well, because it didn't matter where I was born, per se. That's not what made me me, right? It wasn't the country I was born in. It was the people that was around me, which were my parents.
What made you say that?
Because I had my mom and dad, and they were together and they stayed together, and not a lot of people have that. Some people don't even have a mom. Some people don't have a dad. Some people have a mom who's mom and dad. I was very blessed with what the original kind of what we call nuclear family, mom, dad, kid. And they're still together 52 years, 52 married, and now plus boyfriend and girlfriend, 55 years.
Coming from a traditional family per se, where they stayed together for so long, and you're coming from to a city and part of the state where people are very, can be very separated. How does life look to you in that department?
Lonely, right?
Oh, how is that possible? Because
Right. It's a cliche song from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the City of Angels, like we're lonely, like this. We're in this big old city. How is that possible? Because we forgot what tribe and communities like, because we're too busy being told we have to fend for ourselves. And now it's a competition in how we take care of ourselves.
so you moved to LA at 4 years old,
Right.
and something happened.
Something happened, and it's a bit of a trigger, and I'm going to go ahead and share it because it's very important to be vulnerable this way, but trigger, because there are people who still are. So they brought me right into the hands of a family member who thought it was okay to utilize me to make money.
Did I know that?
No.
How many years did that go on
didn't
for?
even remember, Fabio, till about 40. This is the insane thing of how, wow. So on the outward appearance, everything looked, my mom, my dad. Of course, my mom did the best they could with what they had. They were very, very young when they got married, 16 and 20. So they were just babies themselves. So they made a lot of quote unquote mistakes. And I said before, what was meant to break me, I used to create me. So this story, I don't want to like get too deep on, but the trafficking, the abuse, the using of my innocence was it destroyed me as an individual, as a person.
How did this affect your teenagerhood?
I learned to mask very early on because I was groomed to be vivacious and entertain you, and because I was a little child to entertain grown men, and not very comfortable looking in the eye, but I was trained and groomed, and then I was on the stage and I danced.
How did I want to know, how did this happen? Like, as in, like, did you go to school?
Yes.
While you seen other kids being kids, while you seen people at college being college, what was going through? Like, did you not have an essence of something wasn't right?
Let's say that it wasn't like every day, all day. Okay. I wasn't like slaved.
Right.
I was utilized.
But how did this happen? Was it
Parties. There was a party.
right?
Just, I don't get into detail because, to be honest, it just, yeah, it doesn't, it doesn't feel comfortable. And I don't think it's important to the story of what created me.
So when was the drop of the penny? And
Well, in 2013, it was everything came to memory, like all these things that it's like well, this is not my life. Like again, remember, I didn't remember this happened, but I always felt certain things, and how it came to fruition was certain family members started speaking up.
Right.
So, not to get into the details of anything because
no,
information.
I don't want you to get into this. It's too emotional. I don't.
No, emotional, but just also family things and everything. And but just to say that when I came to the realization that that's what it is, and it led me to a journey of taking and discovering how to use that now and grow from there. Because now I knew what the problem was, I can now find the solution.
How do you have like this sense of such a community, a family community, after going through the traffic that you went through? How did that help still? It still lays in you. That there is a foundation there.
You know what? Because my mom and dad, again, my mom.
But like they kind of had an essence of what was happening.
No. When you say they didn't have an essence, it was. There's always just like a kind of like weirdness of like, what's wrong with this guy? Nobody truly knew.
Well,
Till
you didn't find you didn't think to speak up. You didn't think to say,
I think it would be safe to say that I didn't think I was being abused. Because the way they do it is, you got to trick the child to believe that you love them, that this will be our little secret. Those things are really true. You think, see, he loved me. I was just doing what you do. Well, I'm a baby. You have a child. You can get them to do anything. This is all my dog hair. So you get the child, and you can train them however you want.
okay,
So that's why, that's why you start young. That's why it's not to get into detail because that might trigger some people. Because see, the thing is too, there's people out there that don't know either. And here's how it happens. How did I remember? I started hearing people talking about it? And I'm like, remember, the body does not remember. Know the difference between a memory, reality, or when you're hearing somebody's story, you feel a connection. You're like, that does not feel. So then, and then pow, one day something happens and it all comes to the forefront.
so how did you come to this moment in time right now where you can acknowledge what happened and you're aware of what happened, but yet still you're capable of moving on and keeping positive, keeping optimistic? Like, how did
I'd put a different voice in my ear, not myself.
so you trained yourself?
How my family member did it. I then my father always told me, what you believe is what you get. Let's how do you your self talk. My dad always talked. I saw my dad. He wasn't conceited, but he was the first one to. I'm a handsome, strong, capable man, and I saw that my dad gave that to me because it's very important to note that the dad gives the daughter the confidence.
it's always the broken child that ends up having a consciousness.
I say it stops here. Why did all of it happen to me? Because I was the strongest. Here's why. Because I was told by somebody outside of my family one day said, hey, come here. Do you know you have permission to exist?
Right.
What?
Right.
Do you know you have permission to exist? Exactly.
The way that you are.
The way you are.
The way that you are. Here, moving on from this topic, you've showed me earlier on what happened to you in the fire.
The garage caught on fire first.
Right.
It was in the back of the garage.
Right. I'm sure you're aware of possibilities of how it could have happened. But that whole transition, what did that moment mean to you?
I remembered, I had to burn everything off that I believed about myself, and I put around myself, and I refused to let go.
How long was that van there for?
My motorhome, we had just parked. We just bought it. That was a wedding gift.
And what was inside it?
Everything I owned, my life, our business, we're business out
From
here.
what age?
From I have my memory, my birth certificate, for my footprints and my parents' thumbprints.
You think this is a sign to tell you to leave the past behind?
There you go.
You don't think that?
Yes, because what happened in the fire, I'm going to tell you. So the only thing in the fire, and what I didn't get to show you, was my firstborn son, and which I explained to you, I lost him, and in his blanket is the only thing recognizable in all of it. What you saw in the video is not what happened in my head, in there. It was not the tufts of water that I was trying to save my parents' house because I knew all my stuff was gone. Now I better save it because mom is going to kill me.
Right.
I didn't have time to think of what it meant or anything. That's what I'm talking about.
When you showed me that video, I noticed that you had your back turned to that, to that whole moment.
No.
Why was that?
No, that was the neighbor who you heard.
No, in physical here. When you were showing me, why were you back?
Well, she was shaking, but she remembers, and so was I, and we're hearing everything all over again. I can't hear beep, beep, beep. It drives me insane.
I think what I'm trying to say is that you giving me your back, it's almost like you're trying to hide something. It's almost like it felt to me as if, I could be wrong, please do correct me, you're more than welcome to, but it's almost as if you're turning your back towards your past. You're turning your back to your past that could have meant something more profound than what it was. Or
No. It's not that I'm not acknowledging it. Is that what you mean? I'm not acknowledging it? No, that's not it. So I turn my back to my past, not because I'm not acknowledging it, because it's like Lot's wife, right? He said it's kind of hard to, I'm comforting her, first of all, because she's shaking. I'm looking at the sun. It's beautiful. There's no need to be living in that trauma while you're watching it. I was there. That's the first time you're experiencing. There's a really nice view over here. I'm going to pay attention to this because that's more of what I want to see.
Lily's journey was shaped by darkness, yet she refused to be defined by it. In pain, she found resilience. In loss, she discovered love. The strength of her parents, the embrace of her community, and the quiet beauty of everyday life became her foundation. Now, she moves through the world with a light that refuses to be dim. The truest freedom is not forgetting, but in choosing joy despite it all.